This video is the part 4 of my CSS Battle Series. The battle we'll be fighting today is ups and downs. This is the target we need to achieve. This is the result of my code here, and this is my code here. I'm just going to delete all these comments as I do not need them. Where do we start from? First thing I want to do is declare my variables, and I'll declare this in the body. I'll also have margin 0 so that the default margin is removed. And yeah, I have yellow. I have yellow, and for yellow I'm going to copy this here. And then I have purple, and for purple I can simply just click on this and it would copy. Okay, so I have the two colors I need now as variables. So for the body, I'm going to give it a background of purple. Great. What is the next step? What do I do next? Okay, for this div, I'm going to call this, give it the class of first div. Then here I'll change this to first div. And for the first div, this would have a width of 100 pixels, I think, height of 100 pixels, and it will have a background of yellow using the yellow variable that I have created. And then this will have a border bottom left radius of 5 pixels. No, that doesn't do the trick. 50%. Okay, that seems to work. To also have a border bottom right radius of 50%. Okay, it doesn't look exactly like a match, but let's stick with this for now. Then I'm going to repeat this div 3 times. This would be second div, and this would be third div, and all of these divs would be in a div with a class of container. Then I'm going to move this 3 inside of it. And let's see, for the container here, I'll give it a width of 100% and a height of 100%, and give it flex, justify content center. Okay, so everything is at the center, but the 3 divs. Okay, so I'm going to have first div, second div. I'll select the 3 divs together, third div, and all of them would have the same width, the same height, and the same background. Then for the first div and the third div, they both have a border bottom left and right radius, but the second div would have, I'm going to copy this and paste it here. This will have a border top, this will have a border top left radius and a border top right radius. So now I have this shape, but how to position them at the center? That is the that is the next challenge. So for this container, I would also have align items center so that they are at the center. But then how do I push them to the top? I would give this a position of absolute or relative, I guess. Okay, then for the first div and the third div, am I sure I want to give this absolute? If I give this absolute, I lose the effect. There are different ways I can go about this. I can either choose to have some other divs, like a div at the top here, which would be purple, another div here, which would be purple, another div here, which would be purple, or I can use absolute to space them around. Okay, I mean, there are different ways I can go about this, but I'm going to create more divs. So for this first div here, this would have a div of transparent, and it will also have a div of colored. And I'll do this for the other divs. So inside the second div, I have the transparent, or I have the colored first before the transparent. And for the third div, I have the transparent. Sorry, I have the transparent before the colored. Okay, now that I have this, it means that the first div, second div, and third div needs to have an extra height of like 200. Sorry, extra height of like 200 pixels. Then I'm going to have I'm going to have a transparent and also colored to have a width of 100 pixels and a height of 100 pixels. For the colored, this would have the background color of yellow, like this. Great! Look at that. So the transparent is not colored, but the colored has yellow, and then we have this and we have this. And then now I need to just change. I'm going to remove this position here. So I'm going to say first div dot colored, third div dot colored. Great. And then second div dot colored. And we have this. So as you can see here, we have the main div container, then we have a div, first div. First div has the transparent part and it has the colored part. Second div has the colored part, it has the transparent part. Third div has the transparent part, it has the colored part. And now we have this. Another way I can improve this, which I'm not sure would work, is if I remove this transparent, I can simply say the colored should maybe have a position of relative bottom 0. No, that doesn't work. Okay, I'm just going to leave what I already have. This is my own solution. Now let's see if I slide and compare. You can see this is exactly the same thing. Just to verify, if I change the width to 200 pixels, you can see that the version we want is on the right and the version we have is on the left, and you can see it is different. If I change this back to 100 pixels, you see now I get the result. So I can now submit. And after submitting, check my solutions, and you can see this is 100% match. So I hope by watching me doing this, you have learned few CSS tricks, but look forward to the next battle I will be fighting on this series.